Yeah. Another one, man. Back at it again. Back at it again. Back on in. Sir. Another Wednesday, man. First of the new year. Right by the second to join the stream.
Gotta go. You know Wednesday comes so fast. If you don't do it, it ain't right?
Yeah. Yes, sir. We is here. We is live, man. Man, we is live.
We're here another Wednesday.
We are. This is what we do. This is the first one of 2024. Man, we are happy.
2024.
Happy to be with you guys, man, on tonight, man. How y'all feeling, man? What's up with you, man?
I am blessed. Yo, talking about a busy, fantastic, lovely week.
Yeah, man.
It was busy, but I took care of what I had to take care of.
Yeah, man. Let's do it, man.
So, what's going on with you, Dan?
I mean, it's another week, man. These Wednesdays come so fast now. Actually, it wasn't a whole lot of work this week as well because, the holidays and whatnot. So work slows down a little bit. But,
what do you do? A lot of people really don't know.
I'm a data engineer.
One of many of your talents.
Yeah.
Let's get that.
My job by day, I'm a data engineer. I build data systems. I do like surveillance cameras and hang TVs and do audios, white noise systems for banks and stuff like that. So I travel. I've been to Michigan. I've been to Arkansas. I've been all over the Carolinas, do it all over the East Coast. Just got back from New York a couple months ago, came straight here. So you know how it is. It's just another day, another dollar.
Nothing stops us. Listen, it's BMore4Real have to be here. So if we here, we want you all to be here because we are for real.
BMore4Real. We appreciate you guys for being with us, man.
We do.
Seriously, man. Shout out to the Ravens as well, man. 13-3, Lamar Jackson. Big Ravens over here. I love to see the game against the Dolphins. They beat them 56-19. They blew them out the water. It was just awesome to see, So shout out to them and shout out to Ball. We're doing anything. Looks like we're Super Bowl ready. So let's go ahead and clap it up for the Ravens as well, too. Let's go ahead and do that, man.
Hey, listen, seriously. I'm Uncle Wayne. Once again, I don't like to be a bearer of bad news, but when you get to be my age, you've been there and did it and done it. I remember when, Baltimore turned purple quite a few times.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
City Hall and everything.
Sometimes it was purple worthy and other times it was a flop.
Yeah, City Hall and everything basically was like
so I don't want to be a bearer. All I'm saying is go Ravens!
Let's go Ravens, man. Let's get it. It looks like Lamar is on his way to his second MVP. Hopefully the MVP, he'll receive Super Bowl MVP as well when the Ravens win the Super Bowl. We'll just have to see.
Talked about him. You understand?
Yeah.
At least first, because you had a bumpy little start there.
He going through a lot of adversity. And to be honest with you, people still going to talk about him. I guess even after he win, they always going to find something to talk about. When you in a spotlight like that and you successful, people going to highlight your failures and all of that stuff. They always going to highlight your failures. That's why, one quote that I do like from Lamar that stuck with me is nobody cares, work harder. So every time I be going through stuff and I realize that, it's just me. I feel like it's just me in it. I get that emotion like nobody cares, work harder. because those situations, they're always going to be there. People are always going to talk about you. So nobody really cares. Work hard about your situation. Work on getting up out that situation. Shout out to
I can say that. I can say a boo-hoo on that one, but I had to agree somewhat. You know, especially the new year coming in, y'all. We got to try to get it right.
It's 2024, man.
The beginning.
It's the new year.
The beginning. So we got a lot of time to get this year right. Get it? It's the beginning.
We got some time
to get the year right.
Well, the way that last year rolled around, man, it was almost like time flies. You don't have a lot of time. That's what it seems like to me. But you know, nonetheless, we're grateful to have life. You know, every day above ground is a good one. That's how we got to treat it. You know what I'm saying? Every day above ground is a good
day.
You know?
Absolutely.
Seriously. We're going to go ahead and clap that up as well, too. And shout out to all the viewers as well, man.
We're going to do our moment of silence.
Shout out to all our viewers.
Let's
go ahead and get our moment of silence. Man.
For those who couldn't and didn't and not with us.
And we're back. We appreciate you guys. We're rolling. We are rolling.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions? I thought I would ask you that.
I don't particularly do New Year's resolutions. I just plan on being better than I was last year. You know
That's fun.
That's just it. It's just that simple. You know, I try to be better than I was yesterday. I try to be better than I was last week. I try to be better than I was last year. So that's just how I keep it. I don't have no resolutions. I don't do all that stuff. One interesting fact too. I don't believe that this is actually the new year. Because it's the dead of winter.
You don't believe it. No how every holiday we up here.
I don't believe none of it. I don't believe none of it. Because it's the dead of winter. Everything is dead. Look at the plants. Look at the trees. Look at all of that stuff. It's the dead of winter. So there's nothing new really that's going on. But when you talk about the springtime, when plants start being new again, when trees start receiving leaves again and stuff like that, that seems more like a new year to me. So I would say the new year starts around, March, April. I'm not pretty sure, but somewhere
when the
around
spring blossoms. Yeah. That sort of makes sense.
So yeah.
But guess what? This is why I get on you. Maybe if you all black men decide to lead, you'll be able to change some of them things. See, those are power moves. That makes sense.
Yep.
But listen, you got to be able to follow through because you'll get some challenges.
The challenges
we don't like the change. We so used to things. But you know what? That absolutely makes sense.
Yeah. Everything is dead in the dead of winter. There's nothing. So
why do we start? Yeah, I never really thought about that. Listen, it is time for y'all to use that. Utilize that to them teenagers.
Well, this is not the new year in a couple regions and a couple different cultures. Their New Year's do start in the spring. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something to look into. The calendars, how we get the days of the weeks and all that stuff. It's called the Gregorian calendar. We on a Gregorian schedule. So that's how get Gregorian. It comes from Pope Gregory or something like that during the time of Gregory. That's where you get Gregorian calendar from. He's the one that made the 365, the 12 months, and the calendar that we live on now is the Gregorian calendar.
Interesting.
So yeah, I mean, I like to know a little bit about all of that stuff just because, we live in this world. Why not know where this stuff comes from, how this stuff happens, and where it occurs from? So,
but you actually could make your own calendar. Check this out. If you want to say this is the first day of the year, whatever day it is, it's 365 days in a year. You can start your own. I'm going to start my new year right here. And it's going to be 365 days. See, nobody has to start your year off when you wanted to start out, right?
That's what they did. That's what they did. But essentially what I would say is your times need to correlate with the seasons. Because we have seasons and
with the calendars.
Those are the true times. You know what I'm saying? The seasons that we experience, and those are the true times. See, I try to let nature dictate the time and the place to me because we on nature's terms. So
because these times don't seem like it's been nice during winter and summer gets some cold days.
You know what too? We already told it. I mean, we haven't had as many cold days, but you heard it here first on BMore4Real that it was going to be a warm winter, right? Remember we talked about that. We said that. Man, shout out podcast. By the time people catch on, man,
we can move on to another Wednesday.
We done got more We got more knowledge. We got more information out there for the people, man. But shout out to our viewers as well. We appreciate you guys.
Yes.
If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, we have the BMore4Real BMore4Real Podcast at gmail.com. We have the Instagram BMore4Real. We have the Facebook BMore4Real. Definitely make sure you check us out. You got anything you want us to say? Definitely hit us up there. Direct mail us. It don't matter. Spam those comments and do all that. Uncle Wayne, what about your campaign? How's that going?
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yes, sir.
I want to see you all Saturday. Saturday from 6 to 9, we're going to be up here, and I'm introducing, finally, I need some handshakes and some love because I'm announcing that I'm running for mayor. You know, we announced back then we did all the paperwork, but now it's time to get out there. God says it's time to strike. And I'm coming for y'all love because I need all the love I can get to get through this. Listen, this has to be together. So this Saturday, I'm getting ready to send these flyers and give you these phone calls. This Saturday from 6 to 9, I am going to announce Uncle Wayne's running for mayor.
That's BMore4Real. Shout out Uncle Wayne. Shout out his campaign, man. You already know we coming for the top, man. We coming for that crown. We coming for that crown. As we digress, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Our first topic, man. And this is something that it's a question. It's not really a topic, but it's actually a question, and we're gonna sit and converse about it. We're gonna talk about it. Can you heal from past relationships by yourself? The question, I guess, to sum it up is: can you heal from past relationships without having another relationship? Is that even possible in the first place? What do you think, Uncle Wayne?
Yes, a lot of people haven't healed. They get right into another relationship. Haven't healed from the relationship. That's what we do. And people say that famous thing, to get over one person, you get on another, you get over another. See, those logic, those people teaching you, that's why you haven't learned anything. Sometimes you got to be in relationship with yourself. You got to get to know who you are. Then you will know what makes you happy. You know what I mean? That's the thing. But what are you? You at a different age level for me. You understand?
But answer that question for me like directly. Do you need to heal by yourself without a relationship from a past relationship, or does it take another relationship to get you out of that trauma?
Answer the question. It takes you. You need to spend some time by yourself.
Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that up, man. I appreciate that, man.
I'm older answer it, man. You answer it from a younger version because y'all don't think like we do. By a long shot.
We don't. So I'm on the fence. About it. I'm not sure whether or not you can heal from past relationships by yourself without another relationship, simply because you still need to learn how to deal with other people. You still need to there are certain triggers that you have that other people can set off, and if you don't know those triggers and stuff like that, which comes from dealing with another person, then you're subject to destroy your next relationship. One thing a wise man said that sticks with me is that, having a person in your present pay for mistakes of your past, it creates no future. So again, like I said, the wise man says having a person in your present pay for mistakes of the person in your past creates no future. So with that being said, I do think some part of the healing process, on some portion of the healing journey, you are going to need take that step in the relationship and see if you really have worked out those kinks from the past relationship. That's just what I think.
That's good, but let me explain something. I look at you all in relationships. You all argue, but you don't listen to each other. You all argue at each other. See, I'm old. I got so many nieces and nephews. And listen, I'm always want to be the counselor. Plus, I am a counselor. So that means I listen. And when you all argue, you all become competition with each other. It's like I'm going to win at any means necessary. And it gets to a point where I try to figure out, do you lose love after you battle so hard? But actually it's not, because that's when you all make more kids. It's like toxic makes toxic. So that's why relationships don't last. You go from one bad relationship to another. So do you need to take that time to get who you are, or you feel as though somebody else need to deal with your BS?
But what is the time that you taking to do what with the time? You know what I'm saying? That's my question. What are you doing with the time? How are you having yourself when your problem is working with other people? If your problem is working with other people, then you probably need to continue working with other people till you get it right. You feel what I'm saying? You need to identify your mistakes.
Keep ruining people's lives.
No, you need to identify your mistakes and learn from them.
You're going to identify them by destroying somebody else.
Well, how can you truly say that you worked it out and fixed it if you haven't been involved with somebody else?
Then stop getting in relationships. Spend some time by yourself and work it out.
And that's what I'm saying. At what point do you know that, okay, I'm healed?
Because when you meet somebody, it works out. That's a good sign that
you still gonna need somebody though.
And look, if not, you slow down and be by yourself and you try it again.
You're still gonna need somebody to know that you're healed. Just listen to what you just said. To know that you're healed, you will know because you keep a relationship, which means that you need somebody else to validate.
But after you spend some time by yourself a little bit, then you get into a relationship and see what happens. If it don't, you back out, spend some more time with yourself. We can't keep bouncing to relationships. And another thing we do, we get committed too fast. You don't even really know the person, but you committed. You know the females call you boo real quick.
Right. Well, so during that journey, would you say that, and I know you're a counselor and stuff like that, how important is counseling and therapy in times like that? You know what I'm saying? Would you even recommend counseling and therapy?
This is a big thing I go against because everyone's saying now, Black men with stipulation, we never wanted to talk about our issues, never wanted to seek counseling. Now it has flipped the other way around. Now that's all they do is whine and complain about their issues. Sometimes instead of whining about your problems, you need to deal with your problems.
And so is counseling and therapy a necessity in terms of dealing with those issues?
Some therapy tells people it's everybody else's fault and not yours. Mm-hmm. I think in life you have to learn it's your fault. If once you take accountability, you grow up. If you think it's everybody else, you're going to whine and kick and complain. That's just what it is. And it's really not a trait for a Black man to whine and complain. It's just not.
Well, wise man did say that there's no sustainability without accountability. You know what I'm saying? And with accountability comes responsibility. So, hey, that's what it is.
Confidence is an aphrodisiac. To know you got it.
What you saying? Hold on. You said what?
Confidence is an aphrodisiac.
What you mean by that?
When women see a man confident, it turns them on. It does. You know?
Okay.
But when women see weak men, you know what I mean? They may want something from them, but they only want that one thing from them.
Okay. Now, what is a weak man? Let's go there. What constitutes a man being weak and what constitutes a man being strong?
Again, I said it earlier. Whining and complaining.
Okay.
Instead of taking care of responsibilities. You know, imagine, a brother, when a woman meets a brother, he takes her out. He pulls out a credit card. He has a license. He has a car. He has a conversation. He has that he can lead. And instead of when a woman meets a man, she's buying this. It's this. See the difference between the two. Then when it's an argument, it's not an equal argument because why? She has the foundation.
Let me get this right. So, in other words, you're saying that a real man is essentially the breadwinner.
Now, he don't have to really be a breadwinner. A
strong man is a breadwinner.
He doesn't have to be a breadwinner, but he has to be able to take care of his own.
Okay.
So it doesn't mean he has to be.
That is so subjective to me nowadays, and I know the market is saturated in terms of the relationships, but that is so saturated to me today.
A man taking care of himself is a bad
because
thing.
It's subjective because we could say that success is a man making $60,000. That man that's making $60,000, he can think to himself, I'm successful. I have my own house, I have my own car. You know what I'm saying? I can take care of a family if I wanted to. But the thing on the flip side is that what about the other person and what they want, especially kids? Kids nowadays, they want the PS5s. They want, they want to go out to countries and stuff like that. They want to experience a lot of the stuff that they see on the internet and TV. Wifey may want her a Birkin bag or a nice Coach bag, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, your $60,000 probably can't afford that type of lifestyle and that luxury. So according to somebody else, somebody on the outside end, they can look at that 60,000 and say, man, that is no money. You broke. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I mean,
I wholeheartedly
that's why I say it's
agree
subjective.
with you. But it's not so. If you able to take care of yourself, then you shouldn't worry about judgment of others. Remember, if you're taking accountability, you're taking care of yourself, you're really not worried about judgment of others. If someone don't like you because you don't have or you don't have this, you really don't care because they're not for you. Mm-hmm. It's so many for yous that are worried about who's not for you. That's a confident man. Mm-hmm. You see? That's where I'm saying our black men need to stand up and be confident at who we are. It makes more sense. You don't have to make $1 million. That don't make sense. But whatever you make, be proud of it. Right. Utilize it. Be wise.
Us men, period. I guess we're naturally thrust into a role of a provider and things like that. But what I don't see, I don't see a criteria that it takes for a wife or for a woman. I know the criteria it takes to be a man and stuff like that. But what criteria is there for that constitute a woman being a proper woman, a girlfriend or a wife and all of that other stuff? There is no real conversation to be had about that. And then when you do touch conversations like that, you met with a lot of backlash from the feminist community and things like that. I think true feminists are feminine in behavior. It's just that the concepts that they're pushing behind feminism and stuff like that, those ideologies didn't come from us. I think those images was actually given to us. We used to have at one point in time the strongest family. Still till today, the black man is the most involved father in a life. But how do we have most involved out of all the races of fathers?
Well,
yes, the black man is. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. And if I'm wrong, fact check me. Drop the comment. The black man is the most involved father. Yes,
and not from the view I see. I mean, maybe I'm missing something.
That's your experience, but
pretty much
on a general level, yes, black men definitely are the most involved fathers in their children's lives, and in American culture. I don't know about the UK or anything like that,
or Baltimore.
In American culture,
or Baltimore,
and in Baltimore,
we BMore4Real,
New Mexico,
we'll BMore4Real,
and Baltimore and New Mexico. See, I remember when I used to catch the bus and stuff like that. I used to see fathers all the time with their kids catching a bus. With no woman in sight. It's just the dad. I seen a lot of that. And I start to notice the trend. I'm like, man, I do see a lot of dads. You know what I'm saying?
I want to see the first day of school on September, the first day of school. This would tell me this is where it should be. Mm-hmm. You need to open up the school of the first day that the kids go to school and see all the fathers with the children. That will blow my mind. It really would. And then they will come in there and they want to see the curriculum that the children are learning. It will change the whole dynamic.
I was one of them, so I know that there are definitely.
But that's a great idea if that can really be done. That's why I'm saying that, because see that involved.
Well, a lot of times too, and especially if you got a traditional family dynamic, the father's not going to be there for the first day of school. He's working so that you can have clothes to go to school in and shoes so you can go to school in. So that type of stuff, literally, the mother is the first teacher.
You take that day off.
The mother is the first teacher.
You take that day off because you're not going to be there other days because you got to work. See, remember, I'm older teaching y'all.
I don't got to do all that.
That's why the kids, when you are a young child, you really need the father there. The mother's there, yes, you need the love, but it's something about that father being there. It gives you a sense of responsibility.
Now, if you talk
sense of respect, someone loves you. That powerful person is in your life too.
Are you talking about the first day of school every year, or the actual first day of going to school?
That first day of school is important because
I can see the first day.
Because another reason why, because you're not going to be there because you have to work, right? So you're not going to be up there like the mothers,
right? So when they start in school, important. I can agree with that. Yeah. The very first day of school, off, I can agree with that.
Watch how that little kid feels important. See, we have a law where we make fathers pay child support, when we should have a law that make fathers spend time
Well, see, the child support system is not set up for actual child support.
Black men didn't set it up.
That's another thing. I'm glad you even mentioned that. Child support is actually, if you don't pay child support and all that stuff, they actually take away your freedom. They take away time that you could possibly and potentially spend with your kids. They take that from you.
But imagine
over some money, over some dollars. So I mean, yes, that structure needs to be changed, and I'm glad that you addressed that.
Imagine if you all stood up at the same time and changed. That law will be changed.
Well, we do need to change that. We do need to change that law. It's quite unfair. It's quite sexist. We don't see laws. We don't mention sexist when it comes to being against men. You know what I'm saying? That's a term. Facts. That's a term that we really don't use when it comes to it being against men. You know what I'm saying? We only see sexism when it's against women. You know what I'm saying? But this is sexism against men when the laws are set up in a way where a lot of men are falling victim to that. And coincidentally, or maybe strategically is the best word to put it. It was designed that way. You know what I'm saying? 70% of the homeless people are men. 90% of the people that die in war are men. 93% of the essential workers, electricians, all that stuff, plumbers, construction workers, 90% of all these people are men. 90% of the homicides are men. 90% of the people in jails are men. I mean, just look at the stats. We fall victim to a lot of things. Over 70% of the people that unalive themselves are men. So that is.
You said that because we can't use the other word.
Yeah. We got to be on, YouTube, be on some bull. So, hey, you know what I mean when I say unaliving. But anyway, the truth of the matter is that we don't use sexism in the terms when it comes to dealing with men. We only use that in a way where it comes to dealing with women. These are some of the obstacles and situations that we have to overcome, because if we don't talk about it, then how can we really learn to heal from these things?
We have to have that conversation.
Men are under attack because the laws allow it to be that way. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
The rules and regulations, policies, and procedures, they are destroying us.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I think. That's what pushes these young men to be weak. You know what I'm saying? And not have a backbone, because they rather lay down and die instead of freaking putting to the metal and say, yo, I don't accept this. I'm not taking this. You're not going to treat me any kind of way you want.
Absolutely.
And my biggest issue is as well, you know what I'm saying, while we're talking about it is that that's why I really hate gangs. What gangs was originally created for was to help the community. You had people in the community that, you know what I'm saying, when it came time to give out toys for Christmas, when it came to give out turkeys for Thanksgiving, that's what those gangsters did. Those gangsters protect the neighborhood. Nowadays, these gangsters, the kids can't even go outside and play. Right. You know what I'm saying? These gangs, they are part of a white supremacy program. I heard that from Charleston White. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. These gangs are part of a white supremacy program. How do we know? Because you quick to turn a gun and kill another nigga, but the government and the police and all these other people out here that kill us unarmed and all this stuff, you don't do shit about it, and you won't do shit about it. That's what I mean by weak.
It's true.
That's what I mean by weak. That's a weak mentality, and I mean the gangs got to go. That whole gang culture, it has to go, unless we treating gangs like a real organization. Because you got organizations like the mobsters, you got real white Italian gangsters and stuff like that, real white people, real gangsters that still look out for their community. Why the hell is the black community so ravaged by gangs that our children can't even go outside and play on the block? Now that's the shit we need to change.
It's deep. You did
that. That's the one we need to change.
You really did that. When you see these things got to change. Us as a race, we have got to pull together and deal with our issues. Mm-hmm. We keep saying we got to have an uncomfortable conversation with white folks. We got to have that uncomfortable conversation with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
And not all gangs are bad. You know what I'm saying? Not all people that are in gangs are bad. That's not the case.
There's nothing that's all bad.
People will try to nitpick what you're saying. I'm saying I don't like the concept of killing each other off and not doing nothing about the people that's really killing us off through vaccines and all that other type stuff. You know what I'm saying? They had syphilis, the Tuskegee experiments. They've been experimenting on us. We got projects, people coming out of the project. You think the project is just a name? No, what the hell is a project? Think about it. See, that's what I'm talking about. We don't got people that are thinkers. These people are too weak in their mind to think like that, because the gangs are not raising They're not raising lawyers. They're not raising doctors. They're not raising scientists. They're not raising poets. They're not raising lyricists. These people are raising ruckus. That's what
they're intelligent. The ones around, they're intelligent enough to do it.
Yeah.
But then no one's pushing them to do it. They run around doing dumb stuff.
A lot of them are the most intelligent of our community. A lot of them are the most intelligent of the community. They just use the intelligence somewhere else.
That's Satan's way of making them think they're less. So they do negative instead of doing positive, because they did positive. Imagine what they would change. Mm-hmm. Listen, we as a race dig when we want to find things. You see what I mean? Instead of reaching. You see the difference? Because when you dig to find things, you get deeper and deeper in your mess. When you reach to find things, you reach higher and higher and higher. Mm-hmm. Same way, when you want to find something, instead of digging for it, reach for it. You see? That's the thing.
The spot, the crown has to be taken. It's not given, for sure. I mean, you got to reach up and you got to grab the crown, because nobody's going to give it to you. Nobody's going to give it to you. But in terms of
other words, that means war.
This still goes on with the relationships. You know what I'm saying? We need these relationships to validate that we had the potential and that we are capable of dealing with other folks, that we are capable of dealing with our past traumas. Like, we have relationship PTSD, and people don't understand that. And in order to get over a lot of this stuff, we need other people. It's not like we can do it by ourselves. My thing is, I think we need other people in order to get over certain traumas. You just need the right people around you. Stop surrounding yourself with people that don't hold you accountable. Stop surrounding yourself with people that's just going to gas you up or gaslight you and getting you, trick you up out your character and up out where you're going. Support and your positions of where you're going in life. People, that's what you got people around you that know your goals and know where you're going at, and they will intentionally sabotage you because they don't agree with you or they don't like you, but they'll pretend like they like you just so they can sabotage you on your goals and on your mission. So I'm gonna just say we got to be more careful. We got to be more for real about our circumstances. We got to be more for real about our relationship traumas and triggers, so that we can grow. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
Yes, sir. That topic went a little long, man, but we got to get going to the topic of the night, man. I know that's why y'all clicked on, the title of the video. It's time to start living. It is really time to start living. So, we talk about the realest things here on BMore4Real. We talk about the realest topics ever. And we're telling people, it's time to start living. I think that, the world is set up in a way where we get distracted. We get distracted with our jobs. We get distracted with everything else that's going on around us, that we forget that we have to live. And part of living is discovering your talent, discovering your gift. You know what I'm saying? So when we start living, then a lot of times, like you said, we wouldn't commit crimes because we live in the life that we want to live. You know what I'm saying? We live in a life that's pleasing to not only us, but pleasing to the Most High. And a lot of times when you're in that position, you're not thinking about doing crimes. You're not thinking about doing tough stuff. But there's a correlation between poverty and the crime rate, and we just have to acknowledge that. But it's time to start living now and stop existing. It's time to start living. So that's the topic where we're going to talk about, man. Let's get into it, man. Let's be more for real, man. Be more for real, man.
We don't live. You know what our problem is? We overdo everything. For example, we try to get the best of everything to show off for everyone else. We grew up, whenever said keeping up with the Joneses.
Right.
That used to be a saying, but that's how people we are now. And we are in debt. We do some of the things we shouldn't. Like I was telling you, we started earlier about the black man leading the home. Mm-hmm. When you get married, that home already, he should have never spent a whole bunch of money on that wedding. Mm-hmm. Never spent a whole bunch of money on a ring. Mm-hmm. And if he has a wife that wanted that, they're incompatible, because guess what? That man has to concentrate on the marriage. Mm-hmm. The marriage needs to be great and comfortable. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's living. Mm-hmm. Because if you arguing all the time because you want to show off from everybody at the beginning, mm-hmm. you'll pay for it at the end.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's be more for real.
Because if you want to live, you got to know how to live.
And I love that segment. I love what you said. And the premise basically of the title and where I got that from, I hope that people have seen this video. I believe it went viral. It was a video about Steve Harvey, maybe about 7, 8 years ago, 6, 7, 8 years ago. The video was a jump speech by Steve Harvey, and he was telling people eventually you're going to have to jump. And I'm on to piggyback off of that as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with everything Steve Harvey said. I don't even really particularly like the guy too much, but you know what I'm saying? Because he's part of the feminist movement. He be gassing them up, talking about act like a lady, think like a man, all that other stuff. Him and Tyler Perry, they be lying to y'all. But this is what he didn't lie about. Eventually we're gonna have to jump. So this is what I mean by start living and stop existing. Because we got skills and talents that was given to us, right? And we sit back and we work and we make other companies rich. You flipping burgers for McDonald's. McDonald's is moving $100,000 every 2 hours through the joint and burgers, and why they paying you what $10 or $15? You know what I'm saying? If that,
15, right?
You know what I'm saying? Why they running hundreds of thousands of dollars through there in that same time period? So I mean, eventually we're gonna have to jump and see what the Most High has for us and see what the Most High has given us. You know what I'm saying? And on that journey of jumping, there's going to be scars and bruises. People are scared about not being able to pay their bills. People are going to be scared about not being able to go out and have fun, not having money for this, that, and the third. But look, most of Americans are broke already now. Whether or not you jump or not, it's not going to change the fact that you got bills today or tomorrow. Those bills still going to be there. You can still build your credit score. It doesn't matter. It's just that you got to jump. And I think a lot of people, when I went to my first job, this is what they call most people cows. Most people are cows. And see, the fascinating thing about cows is they are huge specimens for animals, huge. But they are on a farm, and they held on a farm by little fences, maybe 3 or 4 poles. They can bust through them if they want to.
Right.
They can break through them, literally. As big as cows are, those little poles is not keeping them on the farm. But for some reason, cows do not venture off of the farm. And the truth of the matter is the school system set us up to be that way, because the school system was created to make people factory workers and not entrepreneurs and not businessmen. So the school was never made so that you would be successful in that capacity. The school was made so that you can work and make other people rich. Number one. Number two, the analogy of the cows is that most Americans are cows, being as though they think we have to work, we got to go to school, we got to do the status quo to be successful. But when you look at the people who are successful, a lot of them don't even have the proper what we would deem as credentials to have it. Perfect example. There are people that own trucking companies that own trucks that don't even have CDLs. But guess what? If they hire you to become a driver, your ass better have that motherfucking CDL.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Look at Bill Gates. Look at Bill Gates. He is a data engineer, much like I am. He's a software developer and all that stuff, right? But how are you in control of vaccines? How are you in control of farming? He owns the majority of the farming land in America. A lot of the crops, the Whole Foods, the corns, and all that stuff, it comes from Bill Gates Foundation. What the hell you know about farming and all that stuff? But best believe the people that he hired to do them jobs, they got to be certified in that field. But what we see is that the people that at the top and are successful, they are not like the people at the bottom. They call them rhinoceros, because a rhinoceros, you can't put him in a fence and a rhinoceros not trying to see how far he can go and push it to the limit. You're not going to do that. That rhinoceros is going to try to penetrate each and every single wall because he want to go wherever he wants to go. But a cow mentality as a people. So shake that cow mentality, man. Get right, man. Absolutely. It's time to venture out. It's time to do our thing. It's 2024.
I mean, I could piggyback right off of that, because that makes all the sense in the world. And that's why we the way we are. Do you understand? We don't venture out. We stuck at the same thing and we complain. Remember I said that, bring that around. And now when you just brought that up about the curriculum in those schools that need to change, remember I said that? When the black men come up there, men period, come up there and decided they want to change that curriculum, it can be done. You know, you make all the sense in the world. It has to, because then them kids won't be so less interested in school. You see, they have no interest in school now.
Right.
And the more you push them, the more you push them out in the street. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So we got to bring them in. I love how you said that. That makes all the sense in the world. And listen, if I can do anything to help coming in for mayor to help move that school system in a better way over the curriculum, yes.
We might have to fight the Supreme Court on that. Also, we got some comments from people on Facebook. We appreciate all our viewers nonetheless. I can't see your Facebook comments on the live stream on YouTube, but I can see them because I'm watching on my phone. So shout out Nicholas. Nicholas said peace and power, brothers. We appreciate you, Nicholas. And brother David Chandler said Bill Gates is technical. So yeah, Bill Gates is technical. So I mean, what does he know about vaccines and stuff like that? And the fact that he's in control of things like that should be alarming, or it should be inspiring, whichever way you want to look at it.
But look how much money all of them make.
Right.
Have you seen the amount of money do you know, that's what I remember we were saying in them shows before, how just a little bit of people make more money than all the people. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. And this happens on the regular basis. So we don't pull together and do nothing about it. We just complain.
Yep.
Complaining don't do nothing but make your relationship over with.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Complaining and excuses. Excuses are tools of incompetence.
Run your pressure up, and you know what I mean? Then you have strokes, and then all you want to do is not care. You be unhealthy. Mm-hmm. That is just the worst.
I think our main thing is like we were talking about last week, people are afraid of change, and that word metathesophobia or tropophobia. Go back and visit our last week episode, man. We really be dropping jewels on y'all. Shout out BMore4Real, by the way. Shout out BMore4Real, because this is what we're here to do. This is exactly what we're here to do. We're here to educate the people, and we're here to have those uncomfortable conversations that people refuse to talk about. Yep. So I think the root of it is that people are afraid of change. It's like, yo, if I do this while the whole world is doing that, people gonna look at me funny. Well, I'm here to tell you, you gotta jump, like Steve Harvey was saying. Like, man, people gonna judge you anyway. The world gonna talk about you. They was talking about you before you got here. They're gonna talk about you while you're here, and after you die, they still gonna talk about you. Everybody ain't gonna like you. You can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. Ain't that right, Uncle Wayne? Ain't that right, Uncle Wayne? Come on, man. So why does it matter?
That's a lot of times you miss the love of your life. You see that individual that you know was meant for you, but you didn't have the courage to say nothing. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it passed and went away because you weren't man enough.
Yep. Why does it matter that you will be the first one? Look, that's called being innovative. That's called being a pioneer. A lot of us don't have that spirit, and that comes from the cow concept. You got the cow and the rhino. By the way, shout out New Age Wholesale. They the ones that taught me that, way back in the day. I want to say, man, this was probably about 12 years ago now. You know what I'm saying? They taught me that concepts of rhinos and cows, you know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people have that.
The cows.
A lot of people have that cow mentality.
Shout out sheep or shepherds.
Shout out my brother Michael. He said, BMore4Real, rated R for reality. We like that, man. We all rated R for reality. We might steal that one, man.
We need that one.
Big dogs, man. Big dogs.
Big
dogs, man. We appreciate the comments for sure. Actually, and as well, if you're watching on Facebook, please go over to YouTube. We'd like to extend an invitation to go over to YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. Spam our comment section so your comments can be read, put up on the screen potentially. Do that for us. We appreciate you guys wholeheartedly. Shout out to all of our viewers. But as I digress, it's just that mentality. That mentality that you got to go to school and you got to get a job. You got to do all that. Who told you that?
See?
Who told you that?
That's the thing.
In a world full of dreamers, especially in America, with all the technology, with all the potentials, who told you had to be that?
It didn't make sense.
Why did they give you that image?
Because not make sense.
Look, because 9 to 5s, name one 9 to 5 that pay you $1 million.
That makes sense. You don't become rich.
Exactly. They're not going to they want us to keep being workers. And the truth is, we need workers. We really do. Absolutely. We need workers because everybody can't be at the top. If everybody at the top is just going to create a new top. You know what I'm saying? The top of one mountain is going to be the bottom of the next. If everybody rich, you're going to have those people that's just uber rich. That's still going to make those rich people look poor again. So I mean, it's just a spectrum. That's just the world that we live in. It's the yin and the yang. It's the balance. It's the equilibrium. Whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But in this world and in this society that we call America, given all the technology, we got too many people that have talent. Some people don't recognize that they have a talent. Just being able to make posts and engage people on social media, that is a talent and skill that you can use. You can say, look, okay, well, I could grow your channel for you. Let me go ahead and be a person that'll help a person grow their channel because I have the unique skill of being able to get people to engage in content and interaction. There are some people out here that know how to play instruments, you know what I'm saying? And you damn good at it. You might as well go ahead and see what the Most High has for you. You might as well go ahead and get your band on, make music that they can play in movies and all that stuff. It's different avenues of it, man. I mean, like
different skills that we have
with all of the technology and with all the skills and with all the trades that is out here. You don't have to go to school and get a traditional 9-to-5. I'm here to tell you that you can absolutely use your skill to make room for you. And BMore Pod, shout out BMore Pod. They view us almost every week. I don't know if they hear, but that's what their show specializes on as well too. You know what I'm saying? That your gift will make room for you. Your talent, your gift, your skill will make room for you, and that is the God's honest truth. It is written. It is written.
If God has given it to you, you're supposed to utilize it. But a lot of us have no clue about our skills. We're so busy being something that we're not, or being something that people told us that we were, and we were so busy trying to fill that, and we miss out on who we truly God created us to be. When you realize who God created you to be, you are the best. You understand? That's when you become the best.
That's when you become the best, man. Let's go ahead and clap it up. BMore4Real, we in here, man. We appreciate you. Luke Abel. Hey, shout out my brother Luke Abel. He was on a single that was released on January the 1st, man. Y'all go ahead and check it out, Shine. Okay. That's my brother Luke Abel. He said peace. Peace, like, share, subscribe. Let's get this message to the masses. Real talk, man. We appreciate y'all, man. So much.
I like it.
Let's get this message to the masses. Because we got skills and stuff that they're not teaching us on. When you go to school, they don't recognize that you have a skill, and they don't ostracize, but they don't exercise those skills and stuff. That's why a lot of people have raw talents. Some people are really good at sports and all that stuff, but sports is not the only talent that people have. You feel what I'm saying? But anything could be a talent. This is why
I get on you. See what I mean? You just said it. Now imagine if you changed that curriculum in school. You just came up with some things that could change in the school. But making them big, bold moves like you said is the only thing going to change. Change them kids where they want to come to school.
Well, I think that's going to be a big challenge because the teachers are paid poorly. And then on top of that,
are they really?
They are. They are paid severely poorly based on their job position, especially.
I don't even know how much a teacher make these days. I used to think teachers were making.
Man, let's say a teacher make $80,000. That's still not enough money because check this out. They got a classroom full of kids, 30 kids at a time. You might have 6 different classes, you know what I'm saying? So you're dealing with what? Let's just say 6 times 30, 180 students on a daily basis. And then on top of that, you always have the constant threat of a student attacking you. You have the threat of someone coming in school. You got bomb threats and all types of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So not only are you a teacher, you're a disciplinarian, it's like you're a daycare worker, and all of that stuff wrapped into one. I think teachers should absolutely be paid more than a lot of athletes because they are responsible with raising the next generation. Their job is ultra important to society, and we don't pay them in that regard. We pay rappers that so deaf and all that stuff in the community more than we would pay a teacher. It does not make any logical sense. But
hey, I love that.
I mean,
but at the same time, teachers need to be the teachers. They have to do it truly from the heart. That's the type of job you don't want to do. And there's a lot of teachers got into those positions. They did because, you know, when you got the 4-year bachelor's degree, you could just ease in and become a teacher, and they pay pretty well. But if you don't do it from the heart, it's a really tough job.
I mean, I would not say all that. I definitely think teachers are way grossly underpaid. If anything, teachers should be paid millions for their job because, like I'm saying, they are responsible for training the next generation.
I agree with that.
It's like a stay-at-home mom. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't. That's a job that you can't cut out of. You understand what I'm saying? Like that job is ultra important. It's the most important job in terms of family and recreating. When somebody's at home taking care of the children while somebody I was just bringing home the bacon.
Flip the side of the coin. If you're a bad teacher, you're going to contribute to bad ways of the child as well. That's very important. You know what I mean?
You gotta say that.
Think about that.
You gotta say that. You better say that. Oh, we got a comment from Maria. We appreciate you, Maria. Shout out, Maria. Shout out all our comments and viewers. Maria said, I feel people are programmed from school to be workers. We have to break away from that system to wake up from that system and stay woke.
Yes.
She said, awesome topic. We appreciate you, Maria, man. Shout out Maria. Shout out all our viewers, man. Showing up. We appreciate you guys. Spamming up. Definitely spam comments. You know, we talk about the realest conversations on the planet. It's the realest conversations on the planet.
We'll be more for real.
This is BMore4Real. BMore4Real, man. You know how we do.
Like it or not.
It's not too many conversations out here like this one. And we're going to continue to bring these conversations to the forefront. So we appreciate if you guys like, share, subscribe, spam them comments and everything. But as we digress, like the challenge is knowing when to stand up for yourself. I think we lost integrity. We lost backbone, because eventually it feels like you're going against America. You're going against everybody. And at some point it is like you against the world. But really, we got to treat, when you have that attitude, like it's you against the world, you got to treat it like it's you against you. It's you against yourself, because the person that can overcome you is you. Because you know where you're going. You got to stay focused. You know your talents. People are not going to read you. People are not mind readers out here. People don't know your talents. So it's up for you to discover your talents and find out where you fit at in life, and find out how you can take that, find your niche, and make room for you. I mean, this is life. Yes. This is life. We got to work it like that. There's nobody that's going to find out your talent for you and figure out where you fit in at. It's up for you to discover that for yourself. So we got to do some self-evaluation. Yes. We got to have some self-accountability. Yes. We got to have some self-discipline. And we got to actually unlearn a lot of things that we were taught, so that we can refill ourselves up with new information and new knowledge that we should have had to begin with.
Yes, sir.
Show enough, man.
So remember, when those relationships not working out, when you spend some time to yourself, get to know some of those things, then you will be a healthier individual, because you got to start living, my brother. We do.
It's time to start living.
We got to start living. We're some very unhappy individuals, and we can't let drugs be our only way to feel better about life. You know what I mean?
Drugs can't be our only escape.
Can't
for sure. We're going to go ahead and clap that
up. People love us. We love you.
Seriously. My brother Michael said difference in lifestyle and attitude. A lot of teachers treat their job like it's just a paycheck. That is true as well. You know what I'm saying? We have to acknowledge that. That's a fact, man. Let's be more for real. You know what I'm saying? Some teachers, I've even had some teachers, and I heard rappers talk about it. I had some teachers tell me I would never be nothing. And guess what? I don't even remember their names. I only remember the ones who told me that I would be something. I only remember the ones that treated me special, for real. It's a lot of teachers I don't remember. But you remember teachers telling you will never be nothing, you ain't never gonna go nowhere, you the worst student, you the worst person I ever had in my class, in my career, all of that stuff. Michael said feel what Uncle Wayne is saying as well too, man. Shout out to the comments, man. Y'all know shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. Keep spamming them comments. We appreciate y'all.
Man, it's like we're at another level that we have to change some things. Like, we have this conversation, we have to do something about. Have to, because our children are suffering. They tell us every day, you see how the children, I'm not doing this, I don't like this, I'm not feeling this. But instead of us listening to them, we punish them. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. We need to listen to them. You know why? Because they are our future.
And they are.
Yeah,
let's clap it up for the kids, man. We love the kids.
We love the kids. To our children.
To start living, you got to feel like you're doing something. And while we're talking about kids and teenagers, we already talked about on the last show, you got to find out where you fit in. People are having an identity crisis. Find out your identity. And then when you find out your identity, what that allows you to do is it allows you to draw boundaries. It allows you to cut the snakes off of the grass. Because when you be your true self and people start not liking you for who you are, they already did the job for you. You don't gotta cut their self off. You already did a lot of the work just by being you. Just by being you, you already did a lot of the work, because the people that can't stand your guts is not going to be around you. They just going to follow you, like, how we on live now. They're going to follow you, and they're going to every move to see where you messed up at. That's how the haters do. But they're not going to be in your face all the time. You know what I'm saying? And around you just to hate. No, that's not how that works. Let's be more for real about that.
Be more for real.
Let's be more for real.
But you know what? Your haters pay more attention to you than your fans.
Yeah,
it's true fact. Yeah, they watch everything, so you can learn from your haters. Mm-hmm. And if you ain't got haters, something is not wrong.
You ain't doing something right.
You
ain't doing something right. You know,
ain't right.
For real. experience.
So we get depressed over the worst things. We do. A lot of us, I told you I got a lot of nieces and nephews, and a lot of times when they sit there and tell me and they say the word depressed, and at the same time I'm looking at their life and think, you're not depressed. You just love saying it.
Right.
Then you react off of because we start believing on what we believe.
Well, I'm glad you brought up depressed because depression is kicking our ass.
Yeah,
it is kicking our ass. It's not just black people. I'm talking about the United States of America because the majority of people in America, the statistics say are 3 or 4 paychecks away from being homeless. So a lot of us are in the same situation. And see, we are depressed because we are in our own way. A lot of the time, depression
we make. Right?
A lot of the time, depression is you against you, like I was saying. So while you have the time and potential and the strength to be thinking about how to get up out your situation, you sitting there dwelling on how bad the situation is or how bad the past was, things that you can't change. You know what I'm saying? That's depression.
Everybody done to you.
It's dwelling on that.
Yes,
I mean, it already didn't happen. But you can use that energy into, how can I progress? How can I be better today than I was yesterday?
How can I take accountability
this year than I was last year?
Yes.
Where did I mess up at? What part did I play in it?
Go.
You know what I'm saying? To make things go wrong or left. How could I have done things different? You know what I'm saying? That's how we defeat that, man.
That's growth. If you want to be a man, that's what it is. Take accountability and watch some of the depression go away. When you take accountability, and listen, sometimes it's not your fault. I can tell you it's not. But when you take the accountability anyway, it moves you to another level. It strengthens you. See, we all want to blame everybody else, but you sometimes take the blame, telling you will grow.
Right. I had somebody ask me a couple weeks ago, you know what I'm saying, when somebody did something to you and you feel like you did something too, and everybody is kind of right in a sense, like, what do you do from there? You know what I'm saying? I've been in those situations a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm right. I feel like the other person is right. I mean, we both kind of sort of right about what we're doing, but see, for me, you're going to have to take the high road. I'm going to have to be the one to say, all right, look, my bad. You know what? Because at the end of the day, it's going to go back and forth, but somebody needs to be the bigger person, and being a bigger person comes with humility. It comes with, and it feels, humility, it makes you feel humiliated. It's crazy how that word is intertwined. Like I said, we're gonna get into that English stuff for sure, man. Watch out when we come up with that episode about English, man. You're gonna want to listen to it because it's deep. But anyway, humility oftentimes leave you feeling humiliated. But when you humble yourself, other people gonna lift you up. That's what happens when you humble yourself. But if you go around telling people, "Oh, I'm this and I'm that, and I'm this and I'm that,"
I'm gonna win every argument.
You already got your reward.
Sometimes you will. People don't understand this. You will win the battle, but you will lose the war.
Ain't that the God's on the street?
And I tell you that they don't understand. They've got to understand that.
Bars. Maria said, yes, haters are always going to hate, but you can use them to keep uplifting you and all that you do. Appreciate them because of them, you will propel in life. Shout out Maria for that comment. That is so true.
Maria.
Luke Abel, he said, I say one of the reasons why people don't know themselves is because they don't have knowledge of self and purpose. Oh, we're gonna go ahead and clap that one out. That's it in a nutshell. That's it in a nutshell. And so while we were talking about depression, that is it in a nutshell. The number one way to beat depression is not medication. What they won't tell you. You heard it here on BMore First. The number one depression beater is goal setting, because you can't be fixated on how things are going wrong when you fixated on meeting your goals. You literally, your mind can't use both of those dynamics at once. Either you're a loved one and hate the other. You can't serve both of those masters at one time.
That's because you'll start worrying about what you're going to do next. You got to stop worrying about what people think.
Because even if you do fail, even if you don't succeed, you be like, oh, well, this is my goal. Now you focus on somewhere else that you can figure out how to meet that goal. You don't have time to be depressed when you have goals on your mind. So remember that. The way to beat depression is to start setting some goals, man. Real talk, man. Set yourself some goals. Set yourself up for success. Set yourself up for success, man. And don't be scared of failure. Failure is just a learning experience. It's only a loss when you don't gain anything from it. If you gain something from it, it's not a loss, man.
And you have to understand, sometimes you got to lose to win again. That's called experience, growth. Listen, We have to teach. If I teach you, you will teach them. Mm-hmm. That's how it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. We are not having no communication. We don't have a support system.
Right.
That's what we need.
Right.
We need to be able to bounce off each other when things are rough or going on in our life. We should be able to talk to somebody, be able to bounce their decisions before we do something stupid. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times before we do something dumb, we've talked to somebody.
Right.
But that person was just as dumb as a box of rocks. You understand? That person didn't say, yo, let it go. You know what, man?
They ain't say it, man. They just do it. And so they ain't the people for you. They the people that you gotta stay away from. You want the people that's gonna tell you that hard truth, that stone cold hard truth. But we're saying, be careful of your words in the universe. Speak positive to receive a positive outcome. You definitely get in what you put out. And we'll go ahead and clap that up as well. You know what I'm saying?
Get what you put out.
Sometimes, and it's part of the slingshot effect too. Sometimes you got to go backwards to go forward. Mm-hmm. People don't like change because they're afraid of what comes with change. What comes with those scars, those bruises of figuring stuff out, because that's the hard part, trying to figure stuff out. But I'm here to tell you, don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid to figure stuff out. Get on it. I mean, you already got it in you. We just got to hone those talents and those skills that's already in us. So nobody else is going to do it for us but us. So we want you guys to receive this message with an open heart, with an open conscience, with an open mind. You know what I'm saying? And we want to motivate you and inspire you to be something with your life, because you are something. There's only one of you. Man, if nobody never told you, it's only one of you, man. Let's be more for real. It's only one of us, man. It's only one of us, and we're special. We are chosen, and we have a purpose in life. My brother commented on there. He said, people don't know self, people don't know purpose. Let me tell you this, life is done on purpose. So the fact that you do have life here right now means that you do have a purpose in life. If your purpose has been done and fulfilled, we'll be dead and gone. But you will not die until your purpose for life has been fulfilled. But I will tell you this, do not die without knowing yourself and what your purpose and what your calling is.
I don't think that's going to be a good thing to do. It'll be sad on Judgment Day when you're kind of lacking.
And that's the worst cold, time. Snowy, rainy day in hell, man. For real, man. We appreciate y'all, man. This BMore for real. Man, we appreciate y'all, man. I'm your host, OMG Danny.
I'm Uncle Wayne.
Come with us every Wednesday. Get your weekly dose of reality,
Saturday, 6 to 9. Saturday, 6 to 9.
We in here, man. BMore for real. Holla at us. Stay tuned. More Biddy's episode, BMore for Real Entertainment. She does an awesome show every time, man. Every week she don't disappoint, man. Make sure y'all go ahead and tune in. We love y'all.
BMore baby for BMore for Real Entertainment in just a moment. I'm Uncle Wayne.
OMG Danny. See y'all next week.
Be blessed.